Now, I think in the previous video, I mentioned skin in the game, and I really appreciate all the comments that's been coming in. So I think referencing the last video that I made, in fact, the last two videos that I made, I think Wei Shen Wei mentioned something, and I think it is a very, very good question. And again, as mentioned before, if there is anything that you would like to ask, I think you should just leave them down in the comments below. And the people out there who are watching the videos, if you go through the comments, if you think that's something that you want to ask, you should definitely upvote it, give it a like in the comments, so at least I know I can pay a little bit more attention. So this was a very interesting question, and I think it's extremely, extremely important. So his question is, how did you cross that barrier for you to come to a point where you decided that it's okay to spend all your savings on a business idea? Now, let's again, I think I need to really qualify the statement, and just to give you guys an idea, or rather the thought process that you should definitely pay attention to. Now, when I say like having skin in the game, is to make sure that you need to risk your own capital. Now, I think it all depends on what life stage you're at, and and at what point do you intend to start this business. I think I've placed a lot of emphasis on the fact that if you are someone a little bit older, then you may be a little bit more risk averse, right? You may not want to take as much risk. It all depends. So if you're someone who's young, you have absolutely nothing to lose, and you have some savings set aside, the ability to recover from that mistake, it's gonna be a lot greater versus someone who's a little bit older and not able to take on that kind of a risk. All right, so these are very important things to pay attention to. Now, I've gone through the demographics of my YouTube channel, and I know that I have quite a varied audience in terms of the age demographics. So let's say if you're someone fresh out of school, and like I said, if you don't have money before, if you have an idea and you don't have any savings, then I think it's a bad idea because of the whole because of that fact that I was trying to emphasize, which is having skin in the game. So if you have no meaningful investment, or rather your own money invested, you may not even take it as seriously. So let's say right now you have a great idea. I think it's only financially responsible that you can risk as much as you are willing to lose. All right, and that's probably the same with almost any kind of investment that you make out there. So if you're young and you have a great idea, I think you should actually look at exactly how much you're willing to spend on this particular business idea. Put that money in and give yourself a time. I'm not talking like 6 months, 1 year. Give yourself a very long timeline, at least 3 years, right, or even more. If you can have a very long game plan, that would mean that your business is going to be a little bit more sustainable, and you are actually giving that business idea some thought. What is beyond 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You need to set a target for yourself, and of course you always need to prepare for the worst. And what exactly is the worst? The worst thing is that you lose all your money, you lose all your time, and whatever that you've committed, you are just basically ruined. But I think it's important that if you guys are watching this, it's my responsibility to actually just highlight to you one thing, and that's the thing that I want you to avoid. All right, so what is it that I would want you to avoid? Because like I mentioned before, more than 90% of the businesses fail. All right, it's absolutely normal. And when it does fail, how do you actually recover from that? Are you gonna be in a very, very bad situation? Is there something that is there something or someone that you can fall back on? Like you could easiest way out for a lot of people is always falling back on the fact that, okay, if you're young, okay, you can fall back on your parents, live with them, or something like that, or you could fall back on a job, right? And I think that is the most responsible thing that you do. If you have a skill set, You could go back to working in the kitchen, doing frontline, working for someone else, and slowly gather your capital again, and start building that dream that you want to work towards too. So always have a fallback plan, and don't be all in if you're gonna be extremely wrecked and ruined from this business idea if it fails. If the business idea makes a lot of sense, it's been thoroughly thought about, and it's been very well researched, and you think that it's going to be a superb idea, you know exactly how you're going to make money from it, you know exactly how, what kind of a value, what kind of a product, what kind of a service that you want to offer, and you think it's doable, and I think you should maybe just give it a shot. And the important thing, like I said before, I think it's important to just take note of exactly how much you want to commit, how much time you want to commit based on X amount of money, and then go maybe not all in. And if you really wanted to go all in, like for myself, back in the day when I started my first business, I actually thought about, okay, if this doesn't work out, I would probably go back to maybe working in Canon, in one of the competing industries like maybe Xerox, Toshiba, Ricoh, lots of companies that I could choose from based on my technical skills back in the day. Yeah, so always have a fallback plan. It's important to keep your sanity as well. Like, don't be super disappointed. It is extremely normal to fail, and it's there is no one person that I've met before who's been successful in life, and they don't have like a super sob story to tell you, because I think it's through adversity that you find success. So I think these are the things that I hope was useful. And yes, I've kept it almost like under 8 minutes. And again, keep those questions coming, and I would really want to share. So looking forward to the next video myself as well. See you. Bye-bye.